Welcome to Scentonomics. Today we'll be reviewing Perry Ellis 360 Red. Perry Ellis 360 Red is an Oriental Spicy fragrance and has a fresh, aquatic, and citrus opening. It was launched in 2003. The nose behind this fragrance is Jean-Louis Grauby. It has a musky dry down that blends well with the fresh opening. It retains an aquatic nature throughout the life of the fragrance. It's extremely similar to Aqua Di Gio by Giorgio Armani. This is primarily a summer scent, but it can be worn in the spring, fall, and even the winter because of its spices and the potency. It also works well in any situation and occasion. It has a wonderful projection and is very long lasting. The estimated retail price is about 50 milliliters. For 50 ml, you can get it for $15 to $20. And for the 100 ml, you can get it for about 25 to 30 bucks. Despite being considerably cheaper, it is still a very good fragrance in every aspect, which I'll discuss up ahead a little later. So let's begin with the presentation of 360 Red by Perry Ellis. So the presentation, it's similar in shape to all the other 360 bottles in that line, like the black and obviously the red and the original. It has a nice cylindrical shape to the bottle, and the atomizer, let's try them for both, right? So the 50 ml, pretty good distribution. The 100 ml, pretty good distribution. Anyway, so the atomizer, you can see that, it's pretty good, has a good distribution. 360, right? That's the whole circle. So, like the cap is a whole circle, the bottle is a whole circle. So 360 Red, that's a pretty interesting name. So that's basically the presentation, right? Like if you can see it, it's it's a very simplistic bottle. Nothing to write home about, but it's pretty good. So that's this presentation for 360 Red. So moving on to the scent, the top notes are ruby orange, nutmeg, lime mandarin, mandarin orange, Italian bergamot, cinnamon, zest, nutmeg, red cinnamon, and clove bud. The mid notes are lavender, coriander seeds, parsley. The base notes are Indonesian patchouli, vetiver root, Mysore sandalwood, clean musk, red cedar wood, and oak moss. So after that long list of notes, the basic things to keep in mind is that this fragrance has basically a few main accords. And those main accords are cinnamon, citrus, it's a fresh aquatic, aromatic, and it's warm and spicy. So moving on to the main discussion that surrounds this fragrance is its resemblance to Giorgio Armani's Aqua Di Gio, which I have right here. So Aqua Di Gio was launched in 1996 and is created by Alberto Marias. 360 Red is basically a clone of Aqua Di Gio. It is also the best in the Perry Ellis line. Now here comes the weird part. As much as it pains me to say this and admit this, 360 Red is actually better than Aqua Di Gio in pretty much every aspect, as we'll come to discuss in the rating. So they both have very similar main accords and more or less the same notes, except that 360 Red is slightly a little more spicy, which only adds to its value and in terms of its aroma, in my opinion. Also, the dry down on 360 Red is not as musky as the dry down for Aqua Di Gio. One would think that a name like Armani's Aqua Di Gio, being the #1 most sold fragrance internationally, would live up to its reputation and performance, but sadly, that's not the case. 360 Red smells very pleasing to the nose for those who like Aqua Di Gio. However, if you're not a fan of Aqua Di Gio, you're probably not going to be a fan of 360 Red either. This will definitely get you a lot of compliments. I wore it when I was testing it to university and I wore it to work, and many people found the scent very pleasing. The cinnamon and the spice does throw people off a little bit. A few people asked if I was wearing Aqua Di Gio with the question mark on their face, and I told them it was 360 Red, and they were very surprised. A few people thought it was like a separate flanker, like a more spicy flanker to Aqua Di Gio also. So special care should be taken to not go trigger happy with 360 Red, as it will become cloying and overwhelming for other people. So anyway, after talking about the scent, we're now going to move on to the rating. So in terms of the rating, first I want to talk about its distinction or uniqueness. it is obviously not that distinct or unique in any way, which is why I would give this a C minus. In terms of the performance and longevity, I would give it an A minus. This lasts on my skin for about 8 to 12 hours. For those who know fragrances, in terms of a fresh aquatic, that is a very impressive amount of time. In terms of projection, I would give this fragrance a B. This can be picked up by others for about 4 to 6 feet away for about 2 to 3 hours of time, after which it becomes a very pleasant skin scent. In terms of versatility, it can be worn in all 4 seasons. Unlike Aqua Di Gio, this can be worn even in the winter time because of the spices, as it can cut through the cold of the winter. In terms of the occasion and dress, it can be worn casual and semi-formal. Work, school, play, any day, pretty much any other setting. I wouldn't advise that this be put on if you're meeting a potential significant other for the first time, mainly because pretty much everybody on earth has worn or has Aqua Di Gio. So if you want to impress them, you might want to go with something else because this might remind them of Aqua Di Gio, right? However, once things get going, wearing this, meaning 360 Red, would not be a problem, but the possibility of it reminding them of somebody else from their past is always there. For me, this reminds me of Aqua Di Gio, and Aqua Di Gio was my signature scent when I was in high school, and it brings back all the good memories that I had when I was in high school. So back then, in 1996, it wasn't that common. However, people began to gravitate to it, and everybody started wearing it. But now we see that people have moved on to bigger and better things from Aqua Di Gio. So if you wanted to wear 360 Red, it would be fine right now because not that many people are wearing it. In terms of the presentation, again, it's just too simple, right? It's good. Sometimes simple is good and elegant, but in this case, it's not. I mean, look at the bottle. It looks like, well, I'd rather not go there. Suffice it to say that we shouldn't judge this book by its cover. It's what's on the inside that matters, and in this case, the juice is super awesome. In terms of compliments, people will compliment you, right? But at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword. People may also not compliment you because for many, it will not seem like something new. Again, everybody should use their own discretion when using this, right? When it comes to people I meet with or I hang around with, nobody really wears Aqua Di Gio in today's time. In all fairness, I think, a good number of men have moved on from Aqua Di Gio, so it would be okay to put 360 Red on because, it's okay. Nobody's really putting this on right now. And everybody knows their situation best. So now moving on to the Scentonomic factor. In that regard, I would give this an A. The price of this goes for at places like TJ Maxx and Ross for a ridiculous price compared to its performance. I bought this from Ross for $14.99. And if you were to use a coupon code from FragranceNet or any other website like that, you probably would even get a better deal. So basically, there is no reason why you would need to get this, meaning get the original Aqua Di Gio, for the exorbitant price that it goes for at proper department stores like Macy's or Nordstrom, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind, especially when this kicks its butt in every aspect, including the price tag. All right, so in terms of performance, this is great. In terms of the price tag, it's also great. So again, please don't buy this from a department store ever, right? I would even say that this is a very safe blind buy. In fact, that's how I got it. I didn't even know that this existed. I always had Aqua Di Gio, and that's what I wore every now and then. But due to other YouTube reviewers, I was, told about this, and I went for it on a blind buy, and you know what? I'm nonetheless more happy. So in terms of the overall score, I would give Peerless 360 Red a B. It is a wonderful fragrance, but sadly, it seems like it will always remain in the shadow of Aqua Di Gio despite being better than Aqua Di Gio. So like I said, the overall grade for this would be a B. And again, in terms of presentation, I would give it a C as well, so that's something to consider. So that was our review of 360 Red by Perry Ellis. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And be sure to comment down below and let me know your thoughts about 360 Red and Aqua Di Gio and which one you think is better. It would be interesting to get a tally going. Once again, thank you very much to everybody for watching this video and giving your support. I sincerely appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. This is Nabil signing off for now from Scentonomics, where every cent counts.